Hey, welcome to another episode of Yes Golf Review, and today I'm diving into one of the questions that I get asked the most, and it is the question of should I get the gap wedge that comes in the iron set, or should I get a separate gap wedge that is a part of a specialty wedges like SM10 or TaylorMade MG5 wedges? And to demonstrate that, I have a gap wedge or an A wedge from TaylorMade P770 and MG5 50-degree wedge. They are both in the same shaft, same specs, same golf ball, and we're gonna test it out. And my short answer to that question is, if your intention to hit this gap wedge with a full shot, then go with gap wedge that comes with the iron set. And here's why. Let me hit a couple shots to demonstrate the reason. Here is the P770 A wedge. It is 50 degrees, the same loft as the 50-degree behind me. Here we go. Here's a good shot there. The green is about 100 yards away from me. Really good shot there. Let me hit one more just to pull some data. Club head speed at 70 miles per hour, ball speed at 80, spinning around 8,600 RPM. Here's another good shot there. So probably those two were about the same. And let me go to the MG5 50-degree wedge. Here's the newly released TaylorMade MG5 fully forged wedge. One of the best feeling wedges. But let's see the difference. Caught that a little heavy. And let me explain to you why. Even though they're the same shaft, I already feel like this is a little heavier. It's probably because the club head that's in this shaft, and it just feels a little bit heavier. And if you look at the stock specs of P770 versus the MG5, the swing weights are a little different. So usually the wedges that are made like MG5 or the Vokeys, they do have a little bit heavier swing weights. So even though they are same in loft, the weight that you feel as a player, it feels different. So that's I think why I caught that a little bit heavy. So let me see a second shot right here. Here we go. That one I caught it actually a little thin. Goes to distance, a lot of spin as you can see, 9,300. So a lot of spin there. One more. There you go, hit well, hit really well. But as you can see, even on a 100-yard shot, you'll see a little bit of distance gap. Let me show you real quick. If you take a look at this, club head speed wise, the 770, I was swinging at a slower club head speed than the MG5 50 degrees. So MG5 I was swinging at 73.5, P770 A wedge I was swinging at 71. Let's look at the ball data. But if you see the ball data, the P770 A wedge, I'm actually hitting that faster, or the ball's coming off the face a little faster than the MG5 wedge. One of the reasons why I recommend the set gap wedge versus a 50-degree or a 48-degree that you can buy separately is because even though the loft is the same, there's a swing weight difference as I mentioned before, but also there's a center of gravity that is totally different. So in a lot of these wedges, MG5 wedges or SM10 wedges, the center of gravity are more towards the sky, more towards the top end of the club head. And the reason why is because better players, which these are usually designed for, they like to drive the pitch shots a lot. So they want the ball to go up and kind of shoot from the top half of the club head. But if you look at the P770 A wedge, the center of gravity are usually lower than the MG5 wedge. That is because there's a lot of technology that is built into these irons. They are more for getting the ball up in the air. So you see two different center of gravity story. And if you're hitting iron set really well, but if you're not hitting your gap wedge really well, the chances are, even though there's the same loft difference, look at the distance difference. These on carry, I'm carrying the set A wedge 8 yards further than the gap wedge of the 50 degrees. So I think I attribute that to the center of gravity story. So whenever you get a chance to get a gap wedge, and there's a question in your mind, should I get a gap wedge with the iron set or should I get a separate wedge? I think if you majority of times that you use your gap wedge is with full shots, go with a set wedge. That's going to be more natural progression through the irons, and then you can get a separate 56 or a sand wedge, or there are some of the game improvement sets that come with a sand wedge as well, and you can use the same data or same result to attribute that as well. So I recommend, unless you play like the muscle back and the blades, I would consider buying the gap wedge that comes with the set. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I know this is a short video, but I know that this is going to be helpful to you. So if it was helpful, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye.